Welcome back to another episode of the Biz Magic Podcast, your place for all things tech in your online business with some solid hits of general biz chat too. My name is Patty Meyer and I am the CEO and founder of Biz Magic, where my team and I support entrepreneurs who are overwhelmed by the back-end tech of their business. We create, implement, and teach the tweaks that help our clients make a bigger impact with less stress. Today, we are talking about something that can kind of sneak up on you over time and really sneak up on all of us. And that is the moment when your platform or multiple platforms just stop serving your business. I'm pretty sure you probably know what I'm talking about. The CRM that used to feel like a dream to work with, but now it kind of makes you want to chuck your laptop out the window. Or maybe you have a project management tool that you swore by and now feels kind of like a glorified checklist for you that you like to ignore, right? So today we're going to dive into the signs that it's time to move on, why we resist change even when it's obvious that it's needed, and how we do a graceful, not totally chaotic transition, migration, tech breakup, whatever we want to call it. So let's get into that. So first things first, let's normalize something. And I've talked about this many times before. I will continue to talk about it. Your business changes over time. Technology changes, and both of those things happening means that your business will outgrow your tools, period. That's not a failure. That is actually a success. So while it can feel really frustrating to outgrow your tools, think of it as a really amazing, successful thing that you've reached a point in your business where you are kind of growing to a new level, right? So maybe when you started, a simple Google Sheet was your client tracker. It actually was for me. That is exactly what it looked like for me when I was first starting. But now maybe you have a team. Maybe you have more clients. Maybe you have a bigger audience. And so a Google Sheet is just not the right fit for you anymore. The same can go for any other platform you're using. Maybe you started in Asana, but you need something more robust. So here are a few telltale signs that maybe you've outgrown one of the platforms you're using. You are doing weird workarounds to make it do what you need. You dread opening the tool because it's slow, clunky, confusing, or a chaotic mess because you haven't been able to keep it up or just hasn't been able to grow with your needs. Maybe you've started paying for multiple add-ons just to reach some basic functionality with it. Maybe you or your team avoids it at all costs. You're maybe manually copying data from one tool to another. And that's just not something you need to do these days because there's lots of other tools out there that can make that easier, right? So if any one of those feels a little too real for you, I see you. And so it might mean that it's time for you to leave that tool. But let's talk about why we kind of stay where we do for so long, right? Why don't we switch tools even when it's clear that it's not working anymore? Usually it's because of familiarity. You know where everything is, even if it sucks and it's not working the way you want it anymore, right? Fear of the switch. It's going to be such a pain in the butt to move everything over, and I don't want to have to spend the time to do that. Fear of the switch, right? It's going to take a lot of time and energy and be a huge pain in the butt to move everything over. The sunk cost syndrome. But I already spent $500 and so many hours learning this platform. And maybe even loyalty, right? It sounds weird, but some of us have emotional bonds with our first email marketing tool. And that is totally okay. It can be expensive to change platforms. It doesn't have to be expensive, but the cost that it takes to save you over time really makes a difference and makes it worth it. So now let's talk about when it is time to switch, and let's get specific. So here are some green lights that tell you that yes, it is time to switch, even if you're feeling afraid of moving, right? One, your processes have changed, but your platform hasn't. Your business now needs automated onboarding, but your CRM only offers a manual email follow-up, right? That could be a good sign that it's time to move. You're stacking band-aids instead of finding a solution. So Zapier is a really great third-party tool, but if your whole business depends on a ton of different zaps to keep things perfectly synced, you're one error away from chaos, right? And I'm guessing there's been many times where you have seen zaps break that you have to fix. And in the meantime, you have to figure out what information didn't get moved from one platform to another, and you have to go back and fix it. Number 3, you or your team is confused or bottlenecked. If your VA or OBM or even you cannot easily get the information you need from your systems, you probably have a workflow problem. And often the tools you're using is a part of that. Number 4, customer experience is being impacted. So maybe your checkout process is clunky or your onboarding emails don't go out consistently. If your clients feel friction, it's definitely time to switch. Maybe inside you're thinking, if only this platform could just, that's usually a really good sign that you need to find a new tool because this platform isn't doing it for you, right? So how do we make the change now that we're ready, right? How do we switch over without losing everything or freaking out? So here's how we kind of make a clean break and transition. You want to start by auditing your current setup. What are you actually using within a tool? What are you not using? What do you love and what is making things so difficult for you? Map out the needs you have today, right now, not what you needed 2 years ago, not what your business colleague or biz bestie swears by, what your current business, your current team, your current goals are. Okay? Then start exploring other options, but don't go too big and freak out. Narrow it down to 2 to 3. Test drive them if you can. Do free trials. Ask your network what they're using and why. But avoid kind of the rabbit hole of trying to find the one perfect platform because it just does not exist. It just is what it is, right? Create a migration plan. Set aside dedicated time, assign tasks if you have a team, move the essentials first. Be realistic. It's not going to all happen at once. It's not going to be free. It's not going to be painless, but it doesn't have to be horrible either. And then communicate. If the change is going to affect clients or team members, let them know. And bonus points if you can make this sound exciting, like we're upgrading your experience because technically you are. That is what you are doing here. And give yourself a grace period. Any platform that you're going to use is going to have some kind of learning curve for you. And so you might hate it in the beginning. It might feel hard for you, and that's super normal. And so allow yourself to have that space to really settle into it. Try to find a time where maybe you're a little less busy for the migration if it's possible so that you can spend a little more time getting tutorials or just clicking around and just really building in a little bit of space for that transition and that migration. So I think it's really important that your tech stack makes your life easier and not harder. It should support your business as it grows and not handcuff it to outdated processes. So if you're feeling kind of that friction, pay attention. You don't need to suffer through another year with a tool that just isn't doing it for you, right? You're allowed to upgrade. You're allowed to make things easier. And in case nobody's told you lately, you are doing a really good job running your business, even if your tools are feeling clunky. So yeah, that's what I got for you today. And remember, I do tool migration. I help you figure out what the right tools are for you. So if you're hitting a point right now where you are feeling some of these things we've talked about today and you're feeling frustrated in the tools that you're using, let me know. You can always find me at patty@bizmagic.co or on the website at bizmagic.co and set up a consultation, and we'll chat and we'll talk about what's happening for you, and I'll help you figure out if it's time to change tools. And I'm not going to tell you to change a tool that I think maybe you can figure out how to use better, right? But I will tell you if it's time, and I can help you find the right tools for you. I can help you do the migration and give you the tutorials and help you settle in and all that good stuff. So if you need any help with any of that, you know where to find me. And till next time. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Biz Magic Podcast. Like most small businesses and podcasts, we rely heavily on word of mouth. So if you like what you heard today or in any episode, please share with your friends and colleagues, and rate, subscribe, and comment on your favorite podcast platform. Till next time, cheers to your magical biz success.